AI can generate something visually perfect in seconds. Perfect lighting, perfect composition, perfect skin texture, and yet most of it feels empty. Not ugly, not low quality, just empty. And if you felt that, you're not crazy. Your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do. Because the problem with AI art isn't that it looks bad. Problem is that it often looks finished, but it doesn't feel alive. Today, I'm going to explain why perfection can feel dead, why the internet is about to get flooded with perfect emptiness, and why human mistakes will never be replaced, no matter how advanced AI gets. Let's define the word empty, because I'm not trying to be dramatic. Empty means you look at it, you recognize it's impressive, but nothing sticks with you. You don't think about it later. You don't quote it. You don't feel pulled back to it. It's like scrolling past a beautiful hotel lobby. You see it, you admire it, it's nice, and then it disappears from your mind. Human made art can do the opposite. Sometimes it's not even perfect, but it stays in your chest. It follows you around for hours. So here's the question we are really asking: why can something look perfect but fail to leave a mark? Here's the paradox: perfection removes evidence of struggle. Struggle is where meaning comes from. When you see a human made piece, music, film, writing, photography, you're not only consuming the final results, you're unconsciously sensing the human behind it. You're sensing decisions, hesitation, taste, risk. Perfection often erases those fingerprints. That's why stock photos feel sterile. They're perfect, but they're not personal. And a lot of AI output feels like the most advanced stock photo you'll ever seen. Beautiful but generic. Let me say one line that you should remember. Perfect isn't the opposite of bad. Perfect is often the opposite of real. Humans are built to detect other humans. We read microsignals all day: tone of voice, timing, facial expression, weird little choices people make. Art is full of those signals. A singer voice cracks on a line that matters. A camera shakes slightly during a tense scene. A painter brush slips. A writer uses a sentence that's slightly awkward but emotionally true. Those are not flaws. Those are proof. Proof that someone was there. And your brain trusts proof more than the polish. AI often removes proof. It produces a clean surface without a lived history behind it. So your brain says, nice, but where's the human? A lot of AI art feels like sugar, instantly pleasing, highly addictive, but not nourishing. You can consume 10 perfect AI images in a row and feel nothing deeper than wow. Because it's stimulation without weight. Weight comes from context, from cost, from consequence. Human art often carries cost. Even if you can't see it, you can feel it. A director spent years trying to get a scene right. A musician fought through insecurities to put out a song. A photographer waited in a cold for the right moment. AI collapses the time. And when time collapses, the sense of meaning collapses with it. Let's go deeper. Meaning doesn't come from how good something looks. Meaning comes from what it took to make it. If I tell you a painting took someone 10 minutes, you will react one way. If I tell you it took 10 years of obsession, failure, and repetition, you will react differently. Same painting, different weight. Because humans attach meaning to sacrifice. That's why a handmade gift can feel more valuable than an expensive one. It has evidence of effort. AI output often has no visible sacrifice. So the audience unconsciously treat it like a decoration. Beautiful decoration, but just decoration. Here's another reason AI art can feel empty. AI doesn't give you one answer, it gives you 1,000 good answers. And that sounds like a superpower, but it creates a hidden problem. When everything is possible, nothing is chosen deeply. Creativity isn't generating options. Creativity is committing to one option and carrying to the end. A real artist doesn't just pick what looks good, they pick what feels true, even if it looks risky. AI tends to average toward what is most likely to be acceptable, most likely to be liked, most likely to look impressive. That creates smoothness, and smoothness kills personality. Personality is jagged, personality is weird, personality is a decision that someone will hate. AI doesn't hate, it doesn't fear, it doesn't risk being misunderstood. So it rarely produces the kind of wrong choice that becomes memorable. Now we're entering the deepest layer. Great art is often a disguised autobiography. Even if it is a fantasy, it's still about the person who made it. Their envy, their pain, their nostalgia, their obsession, their regrets. Art is the leak of someone's inner world. AI has no inner world. No childhood memories, no heartbreak, no shame, no loneliness, no desire to prove someone wrong, no fear of dying. So AI can simulate expression, but it can't confess. And confession is what makes art human. Some of the most powerful art isn't powerful because it's beautiful. It's powerful because it's honest. AI can imitate honesty as a style, but it cannot be honest because it has nothing at stake. Here's the part nobody wants to admit. We're walking into an era where the internet becomes perfectly polished and emotionally flat because the easiest thing to generate is what already worked before. AI is incredible at remixing patterns. It learns what people clicked on. It recreates the look, it reproduces the vibe. And suddenly you get 10 million pieces of perfect content that all feel the same. That's why people are already getting bored faster. That's why attention is getting more expensive. Because perfection is becoming common. And when perfection becomes common, perfection becomes worthless. So what becomes valuable? The thing that can't be mass produced. Taste, courage, and human texture. Let me say something that will protect you in the next decade. Tools will become equal. Everybody will have access to the same AI. So the advantage won't come from having the tool. The advantage will come from taste. Taste is the ability to say, this matters, this doesn't, this is true, and this is fake. Taste is built through time, embarrassment, failure, and repetition. AI doesn't build taste. AI borrows the taste from the data it's trained on. So the future belongs to people who develop taste and use AI as a multiplier, not people who use AI as a replacement for having a point of view. Now, let's land the plane. AI is going to get better, more realistic, more coherent, more cinematic, and more persuasive. But there's one ingredient AI will never truly replace: human mistakes. Human mistakes that come from being alive. The wrong decisions you made because you were emotional. The imperfect sentence you wrote because you mean it. The shaky voice because you cared. The camera movement that wasn't planned. The accidental brush stroke that became your signature. Those are not bugs. Those are the soul. Perfection is clean, but humans aren't. And that's exactly why humans will always matter. Pause here, slow down. AI can generate images. Only humans generate meaning. So if you're using AI, don't chase perfection. Chase something real. Because the future won't belong to the people who generate the most content. It will belong to people who can create something that actually lands. Follow me. I'm building in public every day. And I'm showing you how to win in the new era without losing your humanity.